Just warming up. The master. Master of none. Segovia scales. Basically what they do is they C major, and then the relative minor, which is A minor, and then up a fifth from C to up a circle fifth to G, and then E minor, and so on and so forth. So who do we have here? Oh, is Gary here? He's the official purveyor, the official cartographer, I don't know, stenographer of the Tom Command Sips. He's not here yet. He'll get here. Sorry, I was a little late. I always forget to promote, and I was putting a little note up on both my Facebook page, my personal one, and also the Pro Guitar Secrets one. Let's see. I think I saw a note from Pepper saying she wasn't going to be here, probably because her tests are coming up, her finals are coming up. So if you got a guitar, let's do the one for the one. Oh, I gotta type here. 1 4 3 4 2 4 3 4 exercise. Okay. Just kind of warm up our fingers. 1 4 3 4 2 4 3 4. And that's the exercise that's really good for getting your index finger, your pinky, getting it involved in your playing. So many players kind of don't even use their pinky, and this one exercise will actually make you much more likely to use it. Let's see, got it right here. I'm gonna put the link. You all have this, I'm pretty sure. In fact, I'll just put the link for all the exercises here. And I still haven't worked on that OBS thing. I got busy working. There's a playlist for, I think I've got 8 exercises up there. Some you don't want to try. So let's see who's here. Verdi. Hey, Vapo, good to see you. Bonnie and Jim are here. DK from India. Is Dennis here? Frankie Hook is here. Kathy, of course, boss. I'm gonna use index ring, I think. I don't do that one enough. Sometimes you get a buzz on a classical guitar and it's from the strings touching the top of the guitar. So when you wrap the strings around, particularly the lower 3 are wound, so they have metal on the outside. So they can kind of rattle, and you have to be careful. You don't want to clip them too short because they might pop through, and then you have to restring it. But sometimes I'm like, oh, what's that buzz? I'm like, is there a pick inside my guitar? And it's usually like one of these in there. So this is day 39. Oh, Pepper's here after all. Okay, you're going to be listening. Okay, I thought you weren't going to be here at all. Well, don't let us distract you. You got to study. Okay, so I got a tune. And so we're continuing to work on the Travis pattern today. Yesterday, we actually added added a little hip hop, little hop in there. Okay, the pirate story. Yeah, well, I won't say it now. We got to save it for later. That one, And I don't think I've told it yet. No, I don't think maybe I've told it like in an old live stream from a long time ago. Okay, so again the warm up exercise. If you got a guitar in your hand, you're ready to go. It's one. I'm on the second string now. 1, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4. 50% of the notes are your pinky. Oh, good. Good. Diane's here. Changing fingers. And on nylon, pretty much can go to the 9th fret. And so again, that pattern is 1, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4. And these are left-hand fingerings. And you just keep doing that. If you want, you can go all the way up a string and all the way down a string and then all the way up the next string and all the way down. So you end up doing it a bunch on all 6 strings. But if you don't have time or you want to do a quicker warm-up, you can just go up one string, like up the first string, up the 3rd string, and up the 5th string. And then maybe the next day go up the 2nd string, up the 4th string, and up the 6th string. That way you get practice doing it down on the low strings as well. Hey, Gary, the official scribe is here. Actually, no. AJ is the scribe. Bruce is Gary is the guarder of the of the commandments. He's in charge of the what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, you all put the Waltons to shame. And anyone younger than like 50 isn't going to know that reference, right? Right, Jim? Yeah, that show unfortunately didn't do very well in syndication. I never saw it very often in syndication. But does everybody got their libations? I've got to print up another one of those music pages. Let's see, desktop. And then large staff paper. Here we go. So I'm going to print up a couple of these, maybe 3. And then I have, so yesterday we did this. And then I wrote it out. Oh, here it is. Good night, Mary Ellen. Exactly. So let's see. Oh, Verdi got it. Okay, Verdi's young. So yeah, here's what we did yesterday, where we took the bass part, boom, 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 and we added a chord in there, boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick. Okay, and you can see it. It looks like it sounds. Here's the G chord, and it's interesting because we have a G here and a B, so we're going between a root and a third here. Whereas here we're going the root 5th, which is a very, very stereotypical. If we played a bar chord here, like the G bar chord, if we'd done this chord, okay, then we would have had a 5th there. So we could have gone, let's see, we could have gone, let's see. So all I'm doing there on the G7 chord, and that chord, I'm making this, but to be honest, I'm not really playing the top 2 strings, so it doesn't have to be like a really solid bar, but this is G7. And then what I'm doing here, hey, Zach. Hey, Sing. Well, we got some new people here. That's awesome. Can I play "Go On" from the Titanic? Is that from the movie Titanic? Go On. Yeah, I don't even know that. I mean, I could probably figure it out in a minute, but I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not. I don't play covers, unfortunately. I'm just teaching. Today we're talking about finger picking. So when we played the C, we played the 5th string, the 4th string, the 6th string, and the 4th string. 6, 4. I'm sorry, 5, 4, 6, 4 with the thumb. 5, 4, 6, 4. But then when we went to the G7 here, okay, if you could do the bar chord, I went 6, 4, 5, 4, and I get that 1. So C, root, 5th, root, 5th, 5th. I'm sorry, root, 5th, and G. So you can see. You can hear that root 5th. Yeah, I do recommend, Zach, growing out your nails a little bit. My nails won't grow very long. I've seen people with really long nails. The problem with having too long of nails is you can't get any flesh on there, so you don't have control over. Technically, I have like 3 tones I could get. The flesh, the nail, and then the flesh and the nail. And the proper technique for playing, I can turn on this light. In classical guitar, really, is to try to get the flesh and the nail on the finger on the string at the same time, not just the nail and not just the flesh. So now with thumb, I generally just use nail or flesh, and you might be able to hear that's kind of a warmer, woodier sound, it's a brighter sound that cuts through better. There have been times when I've broken my thumbnail, and I've had to work, I have a thumb pick in my classical guitar case, just in case. I've actually literally gotten to a gig and put the hood down on my car or the trunk down on my car and broke my thumbnail off, literally pulling up on a wedding. It was like, really? So unfortunately I had that in my, but yeah, I do recommend growing a little bit of nail. I should have longer nails for classical than I do, but my nails kept breaking. So I had to develop a technique that allowed me to kind of just personally, that allowed me to play with shorter nails. So, okay. Yeah, and we were doing, well, this was the G7/6 chord. Okay, and that one that we did yesterday was this, which is kind of a dope chord. I love this chord. We also learned not G7/6, it's G7. Yeah, that's kind of why I have this. Ed's saying today is one of those days I have low energy. I actually am pretty tired too. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I got up early this morning and to do some work, and so I'm just kind of like, I had a power bar, so maybe that'll kick in. So I'll probably try to do lots of things so you can take lots of sips of your coffee if you have it. But one thing, just get some fresh air. If you can get outside and take a walk or something like that, that always helps me kind of wake up. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to using this chord, it's almost you can do more things with it than G7 here. Almost G7 in open position is almost less fun than playing at G7 up here. It's just mainly because you have your pinky available. You can kind of do all sorts of stuff. I gotta practice. Going between I'm going root 7th. That's hard. I'm not used to doing that one. With the G chord, I'm used to. I think I learned some Elvis song, and it was like. something like that. So I just kind of got in the habit on that bar chord to play the fifth, sixth string and the fourth string, but it gives me something to work on. I always love finding things like that. I'll make an exercise. That's kind of what I'm doing with you guys. So, so basically just kind of a review. If we can do, you can make the C7 chord, which is this, X, 3, 2, 3, 1, 0. That's our C7 chord. But also when we put the fifth in the bass, we move the third finger down a string like this, and that ends up being 3, X, 2, 3, 1, 0. And that's C7 over G. So it's C7 and then C7 over G. That alone right there is a good exercise. Grabbing the chord, getting all those strings to ring out. I'm not playing the E string, but you can totally do it. Hey, Dennis, good to see you. Nice, you got a wonky wah-wah effect on your amp. Nice. An auto wah. Do I have my auto wah out? I do not. So yesterday we kind of did that where we played, here it is right here, this top line, where we played the bass note, the chord, bass note, and then we moved the bass note down and then another chord. And the chord is basically the thumb on the fourth string and the first finger getting the third string. So it's just that. And it's a tritone right there, the E to B flat. Now keep in mind, here's the thing, just so you know, if a bass player, you're playing with a bass player and he's going, he's implying a C chord. So you don't even need to play a root. You can just play the third. This is the third and this is the seventh. It sounds weird by itself, but the bass player is going. See, I mean, I can play the blues. I can play the blues with a bass player with just this shape. There's the C chord. And then the F chord, same shape. I just moved it down a fret. C7, F7, C7, F7, C7, G7, F7, C7. So that's the blues, right? Five chord. So all I do on the top, so if I was just playing the top part, it would be just two notes, down a fret, back up, down two. Can you hear that implies the blues progression? So you can play blues really simple with just two fingers, which is crazy. And that's a tritone, because each one of these chords, the one chord in C, which is C7, the four, even we're talking blues, the F7 and the G7, they all contain tritones between the third and the seventh. Here's C, here's F, here's C, here's G, here's C, here's F, here's C, here's G. Dennis, you got some 250 euro sunglasses? Spending that, you getting a stimulus check in Holland? I saw a funny meme the other day. So, excuse me, had a picture of a hot dog with mustard and relish on it, and then in ketchup it had the Dolce & Gabbana logo on the hot dog, and it said, "Here's what I spent my $1,200 stimulus check on." Dolce & Gabbana hot dog. Oh my gosh. So let's see. Now, then what I did was, and this is more hieroglyphic, this is music. So this music notation, I got a comment on my 7 tips for older beginners. Are you going to teach how to read music? And again, it's really, really tough to do over a live stream. But my main, what I always try to be is an encourager, and I try to make sure that, look, it's not as difficult as this looks. The reason we had to write these ties and do eighth notes and everything was because we were bringing this one note earlier than we were before. Let me put down my guitar for a second. I did change guitars earlier. I don't know if you caught that, but that's one of the sips. So basically, these two patterns here are almost identical, except this is boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick, and this is boom, chick, boom, da-da, boom, chick, boom, da-da, boom, chick. So we're separating the same two notes we played here. We're just separating them, playing the top note with the first string, or first finger first, and then the thumb. And so here's what the first pattern, the simpler pattern sounds like. Let's see, put this under my right foot. You know what? I'll put this stand, I'll put a link up here for Amazon if you want to get one of these. This is actually really nice because it goes really, really high. Normally they'll have like 3 little or 4 little hooks in there, but this one's got 1, 2, 6 hooks. So you can really get this thing high. Now, I don't know how stable it is when it's really high, but it's nice to have a higher one. So here's what that first one sounds like that. Bass, chord, bass, chord, bass, chord, bass, chord. And I'm not putting my first finger down because I'm not even playing that string, but just to have continuity. Here's the C7 chord. And then what I did with the second one was I went. And that's the first time we've had an eighth note show up, which is where we can actually bring in the swing, right? I talked about swing yesterday. Straight would be, like straight eighths would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and swung eighths would be a little bit, like this, the eighth note's moved over. Now it's not quite a triplet. That would be a triplet. That would be like 12/8 or something. You just kind of move it over a little bit to give it a little bit of a swing. But if you play it straight, it's going to sound like this. A little bit more robotic, a little bit more stiff. The swing thing might happen naturally. Everybody has their own like personal swing. Everybody's got every drummer swings a little differently. Some go really exaggerated. Some just do very, very subtle swing. But almost everybody has a swing when they try to play eighth notes. It's very difficult to play eighth notes without moving it a little bit. It's very difficult to play perfect eighth notes like a drum machine would. This is why drum machines often. So all I'm doing here is I'm going thumb and then grabbing the thumb and the first finger on the middle 2 strings like that. I'm moving the bass down. See, I move my finger down over here. Beep, beep, beep. And then I pluck that string over here. Beep, beep, beep. See, I need pointer hands to show up. And then I did, instead of doing the chord like I did before, where I plucked the 4th and the 3rd string, I plucked the 3rd string first, then the 4th. And you could practice doing that. We're still talking about, you guys are still talking about the 250 euro sunglasses. Now, where's Beppe? We need someone from Italy to tell us what that would have been in lira, like 8 billion lira or something. Yeah. I mean, my glasses, let's see, this pair of glasses, and this plays into the story later, Diane. These glasses cost me about $1,100 for many reasons. So these are probably, I don't know, 900, but these are older. So it was inflation. These were cheap. These are just my computer glasses. So these are actually trifocals. So that was one thing. They're bulletproof, which is another thing. They're anti-reflectant because I'm on TV a lot and here. So you'll notice, well, these aren't that way, but these glasses don't reflect light. Very cool. They have UV protection. They're extra. My eyes are really bad. So anyway, it's going to play into the story a little bit here. Yeah, and I've tried to get glasses online and also through other deals. And I have a guy that I go through, and they do give me, believe it or not, that's a discounted price. But the problem is it just I have to have so many things. Some of them are mandated by the state, but I probably would have done them anyway. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to bring in the second finger as a second eighth note. Oh, you know what? No, first before that, we got to go to the G string, and I mean the G chord, and do it. So let's practice the G chord. Okay, so the G7 6 chord, which we're probably not even going to play the E string, so we can just call this a G7 chord if we're only going to play the bottom 5 strings. Okay, that's 3 2 3 0 0 0. The notes on that are G, E, F, G, B, and E. And that being the root. I like giving you all this information. No quiz. The flat 7. I'm going to call it flat 7. Don't let that confuse you. The root again, the third, and the 6. So there's the fingering, the notes you're playing, and the analysis of the notes. A root, third, flat 7. A normal 7 would be a major 7. That's also a very pretty chord, but I'm playing on the 4th fret here. That's an F sharp. That would be the 7th in the key of G. So good pair of sunglasses is great. I wish I had see, when I spend $1,100 on these, I don't want to spend another $1,100 to have the same glasses, but sunglasses. So I can't justify the price. But if I had some, I would just keep them in the car, probably. Also, don't drive anymore. Hardly at all. In fact, I turned the insurance off on my car because I'm not driving right now. Because Beth isn't working, so we just need the one car to go to the grocery store. It's about all we can do. So I figured I'll save $100 a month right there. Okay, so this is the chord. The pattern was bottom string, then 4th and 3rd string, pinched out with the first thumb and the first finger, and then the 5th string with the thumb, and then pinch the 4th and 3rd finger string again. Well, Ed, stick around and I'll tell you why I need bulletproof glasses. I don't think these are, though. I think I managed to skirt the law because these are just for computer. Not a lot of bullets coming out of my computer. So I'm going 6th, 4, 5, 5, 4. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and do that first half. And then after I pluck the 5th string, go ahead and separate the first finger and the thumb for the chord. So it'll be like this. So I'm going to pluck the 5th string, 3rd string with the first finger, and then 4th string with the thumb. Just practice that. Turn that into an exercise. Exactly, Tommy. I got scared after watching the Christmas movie. What's that called? The Christmas Story. Such a great movie. Okay, so let me write that out in the music foam so you can see it. So I wrote out, there's the C version of it, but then the G7 is going to be below. And what's today? Saturday. I guess I would think I would have more people online Saturday, but right now I've only got 28. Kind of slow right now. All right, G. Okay, there's the G, the B, and the E. This is G7, 6. Okay, and then I'm playing G. So I'm going to write out the bass line first so you can see that. Always helps to have things kind of broken up. Boom, F, C. That was hotter yesterday. It's supposed to get up to 93 today. And again, I'm drawing the stems down on here because these are your thumb notes. It really is helpful. That's another one of the things about the writing music versus tab is that certain things can happen in the music that will help you know how to play it. But the great thing about tab is it tells you where to play it. Because there are times where, like I said, on a 24 fret neck, I could play the same E note in music. In fact, it's this E note right there. That note on a 24 fret neck could be played on 6 different strings, that exact note. On a piano, there's only one place to play that. And like I've talked about before, the great thing about that is it gives the guitarist lots of, when you're reading music and they give you music, it gives you lots of tonal options that other musicians don't have. String players do, like violin players would have multiple places, and cello players and viola players would all have multiple places to play the same note, but not as many as a guitar. So there's one E. Oh, here, let me do it towards the mic so you might hear the tonal differences. Open E, 5th fret on the 2nd string, the 9th fret of the 3rd string, the 14th fret of the 4th string, and then right there, that would be the 19th fret of the 5th string. And if I had a 24 fret neck, I could play it right here. There's actually a harmonic there. That's where it would be, though, where that harmonic is. But I don't think I have a. Does anybody have a 24 fret electric guitar? Hey, Max. So basically, that's where tab can kind of be helpful, because if you want, a lot of times when I'm writing song ideas out, I will write them out with music and tab. Because I may be doing something weird. Like, I don't even know what this is. I just found this. It was in a pile of papers. Oh, weird. I don't even know what this is. Why is it B flat? That's weird. It should be, it's totally different than it's written. Oh, because it's capo 3rd fret. No wonder. Okay. Like, I didn't see that little notation there. I'm perplexing even myself. But yeah, sometimes definitely, I'm not anti-tab. I'm just saying, music is one of those things where if you know how to read music, you can communicate with all the other musicians, because no other musicians read tab, only guitar players and bass players. Okay, so here I wrote out the bass line, and that's a quarter note rest that I'm writing over this quarter note, because we're technically playing nothing on the top, but we're going to here next. Yeah. Okay, now I did the ties above the notes because there wasn't as much room, and that's actually totally legit. Here you notice I did the ties going underneath the notes. But basically the tie is to connect this note to this note, the value of this note to this note. So you play this one, but you don't play that one. You play this one, but you don't play that one. The note that you're tied to, you don't play, just the note. Unless it's a different note, then that's a different meaning. So if you see a tie between two notes, in guitar, that would be you could either play it as a hammer-on. Usually if it's a slide, it'll be a line. But a lot of composers don't know that notation. So they might just put like an arch tie, like a tie, like you see there. And you could interpret it as a hammer-on or a slide. Okay. Gulp. Hey, Peppo. Good to see you, Max. I see you there. Rick, how's it going? Kathy, Bob, Dennis, all the regulars are here. Okay, so this is what that looks like. Bass, chord, bass, note, bass there. So we're separating that eighth note instead of being together with the G with the F here, we're putting it before. And I'm just going to write it out again. Just 2 bars, 2 bars of the same thing. Okay, so I'm going, like I said, I'm going above here, and that's the second bar. So I'll scan this and put it up on our Discord. Oh, I need to put the Discord address, right? Something was wrong with my microphone. I was trying to do it yesterday, and it just wasn't working. Where are you, Discord? Nope. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Okay, so here's the address of Discord. There's more stuff up there. If you join up, invite people, copy. Oh, what's this? All right. There's the family continues on the Discord afterwards and often beforehand. I don't look because I don't want to. No, I do look, but it's funny. Let's see, what time did you guys start this morning? Oh wait. Oh no, okay, just Diane. Any receiving Tom's poll review for Tom's lessons from YouTube? I did get 2 different ones from 2 lessons today. A poll review for Tom's lessons? Oh, I didn't know. I've never even heard of that. You got, Diane, you got a poll from YouTube about my lessons? That's interesting. Well, you could totally diss me and get me taken off of YouTube, I suppose. Yeah, the numbers were weird yesterday. Like I had 0 new subscribers during the 2-hour live stream, which means that something, they were just not tracking it for some reason. I'm sure I got more than 0. The day before I got 50 new subscribers or something, like it was some crazy number the day before. So I'm at 73,000 subscribers. I've gotten, just so you know what we've done together here. I say us because we're the one, you guys are 4,093 new subscribers in the last 28 days. In less than a month, we've got 4,000 new subscribers. It's pretty crazy. So hopefully I can continue to provide content that will justify people being subscribed. I probably lose some subscribers by doing these live streams because, well, the live streams I don't think show up on the feed, but maybe they do. If you've got the notifications turned on, you might actually have, I'm going to change guitars so everybody can take a sip. But if you have the notifications turned on, yeah, you would get a notification every day that I'm doing this, which might get annoying, and then you might unsubscribe. I learned that lesson when I started doing the business of making music channel or playlist. When I did that, oh wait, I don't need to write this again. Let's see, the business one. This one here, and I think I have a total of 70 ideas for videos on this subject. Let's see here. Oh, here. So here's that playlist. That's weird, Diane. That was on your homepage. Gave me 5 stars. Oh well, God bless you. Hey, Tommy, thank you so much. Yeah, it's hopefully you're learning something. I mean, I know it's kind of me. I'm kind of meandering. Squirrel. But it's with this, particularly the finger picking stuff, it's kind of like I'm trying not to go too fast because I don't want to leave too many people behind. And normally, like this one lesson right here, you would have this for a week. In fact, I'll hold this up right now so you can screenshot it. If somebody wants to write a tab version of that, they could and post it up on the Discord. But and just so you know, Tommy, if you want to join the Discord, I already changed my clipboard. But so here's what I wrote. kind of nice. Now, like I said, here the bass is going root, fifth, boom, boom, like an oompa, boom, 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 right? But on the G chord, I don't really have a fifth there. So I'm going fifth, a root, third, root, root, third, root, third, root, third, fifth, root, fifth, root. See, and notice I'm calling this a fifth on the C chord, but when I get to the G chord, now that's the root. So I have to change that I'm saying root instead of fifth. Root, third, root, third, root. And so if I'm going to write this out again, but using this G7 chord. So this way. Two reasons. Two reasons I'm going to write it out. To give you a variation on the G7, because we can have so much fun on this chord, but we can also have fun on this one too. That pinky can get really busy. I'm not used to playing. Oh, I'm switching guitars again. Actually, not yet. No sips yet. I'll touch my face so you can sip. So we have a drinking game, and if I touch my face, you get to take a sip. Peter, how's it going? Just sticking my nose in to say hello. I'm not going to be able to stay. I will catch a lesson later. Awesome. Hey, awesome. I'm so glad you had a good sunny day in Vermont. Get those UV rays on you, okay? It's good for you. And then, yeah, totally need it. Yep, vitamin D too. Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing pictures of kids in Soviet Russia, where they would, in the classroom, they would be sitting around in their underwear, sitting around like a UV light shining on them in the classroom. Crazy, but it's totally legit. Need that vitamin D, and probably the best way to get it, besides better than milk, probably is directly from the sun. Okay, so yeah, Dennis, yeah, you got to be careful. I remember one time I sat outside in a chair and I burned the top of my feet. Have you ever done that? I also burned the top of my knees really bad, like second-degree burns. I was doing a rehearsal in shorts, and it was just blazing hot, 4th of July, and oh, that was brutal. Trying to wear jeans after that was really tough. Okay, so I've got some more blank sheet paper. Let me see if I can get you the link for this so you can make your own. Again, if you can write this out in music as well, copy it. Okay, print it up if you want. Print it up from the PDFs that I post on the Discord site. But then on top of that, write it out with your own handwriting, okay? Because we learn in different ways. Some of us are oral learners, some of us are visual learners, some of us are hands-on learners. I'm a very hands-on learner. And so, and you learn something from reading, but you also learn something from writing. So if you're a visual learner, this is great. But if you're more of a hands-on learner, then if you take this piece of visual education, turn it into a piece of hands-on education by copying it out by hand. And you'll have a deeper, just maybe even if it's a little bit deeper understanding. If you're a visual learner, you might not get a whole lot from rewriting it out. But if you're not a visual learner, you might get a lot from that. So I definitely recommend you copying this. Okay, so let me find the link for this. I have it I think I have it in the folder here. Somebody beats me to it. Is it this one? No, this is a different one. This one's smaller. I don't know if this will work. I don't know if this link works. Hopefully that link will work. That is smaller music paper. I also have this site that I really like, and you can make tab paper. You can make tab and music paper together. It's called blanksheetmusic.net. This is a great website. So you can also go here and make music if you don't. Actually, probably this is a better place to get your music. You don't need it this big. Okay, that's totally unnecessary. This is made for grade schools, but it's also really good because I can put it right here. And then if I ever get this OBS software down, start working on it, I'll be able to put it down below while I'm talking about it, or up here in the corner or something like that. That would be dope. I got to figure it out. I know there's a way to do it. Oh, I don't know why that was needed to be another moderator. Hey, just handle this. Thank you, Kathy. Yes, put your feet. Yeah, exactly. Fish belly white. Oh, I am so white. I was wearing shorts yesterday. See, pants confirmed. Woo, pants confirmed. That's one of the games. You got to determine whether I'm wearing pants or not. Let's see. I'm going to write this out in the new with a new G chord. But there it is. I'm just going to write out the G1. I don't need to write out. But I went to the local ice cream establishment around the corner, and we walked over there, and I'm just looking at my legs going, oh my gosh, it's just bad. But I'm not, I have what's called a studio tan. I'm in the studio all the time, so I have no tan. That's what the musicians, called it. Yeah, they have a studio tan. They're just always white. And so, of course, consequently, if I go out and I'm out too long in the sun or whatever, I burn. I told you the Tommy Tedesco story about him taking all his clothes off except his underwear in front of the orchestra because he got so badly sunburned. And the whole orchestra sitting there and Tommy's playing guitar in his underwear in front of the whole orchestra. I just love that story. Oh my gosh, Tommy was a character. Okay, so here's the G7 chord. This is what that G7 bar chord looks like written in music. Okay, it looks like a lot. I wrote these are whole notes. So and it's not really, it would just be like strum it and let it ring for 4 beats. That's essentially what that would mean. So there's the bottom string, there's the 6th string, there's the 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, and 1st string. Okay, so if you see this note, then you got to play the 6th string. If you see this note here, that F, then you have to play the 4th string. If you see this note up here, this high G, you got to play the 1st string. So in some ways, these are the only notes that are going to appear. And to be honest, really the only notes we're going to use are the bottom 4 for this pattern. So again, my point is to help you be encouraged about reading music. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the bass line. And this time I'm going to go, well, it's the same. It's the same as here. Okay. In fact, I'm going to have the root and the 7th, but instead of the B, I'm going to have a D. So I'll have the 5th. So I can go root 5, and G, which is not the right notes. Root 5. But now we can get the 5 instead of the 3 in there. And that makes it a little bit more of an oompa, kind of vibe. Let's see. So we have G. I can write it out 2 ways here. The F, the D, the F, and then again, G. So I'm going to, the first bar is just going to be straight, and the second bar is going to have that syncopation or that note moved over. Okay. And then what I'd like to do is I'm going to show you the pattern from Dust in the Wind. Okay. I'll show you that one. And that one, we're just going to use a C chord, a standard C chord, not C7. And we're just going to play the middle 4 strings. And that one is a hard one. That's a hard one to teach face to face with a beginner. So we'll see how it goes doing it here in the group via the internet. If I had a class of 30 students, that would be really tough to get everybody playing it, let alone through a live stream. It's just kind of like crazy. Okay, so boom. All right. You know what I didn't do here? Well, I didn't write. Where's that one? There it is. Oh, well, that one wouldn't be there anyway. Oh, wait, did I write it on? I didn't write it on that one. Okay, that's all right. Okay, so on this one, what I did was I did bass chord for the first bar, and then bass chord bass da da. I did the 8th note thing. So it's boom chick boom chick boom chick boom da tum boom tum boom tum boom, dum, boom, da, dum. Okay, so that sounds like this. And again, I'm writing this out partly because I need to practice this, get that fifth in there. Normally, when I play the bar chord like this, I normally, for some reason, my thumb goes between the sixth string and the fourth string. But there's the root fifth. Boom, 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 boom. And then. Okay, so what I'll play this one that I just wrote out. Right? Kind of gives you a little bit of a different feel. So again, that looks like this. If you want to do a screenshot on that, there it is. All right. Okay. So let's see. Okay, now let's go to. Okay, so we're gonna go to. Where's another? I need a blank piece of paper. We're gonna do the. Okay, I'll tell you something interesting about Dust in the Wind. Okay, it does the intro, and guitar players are famous, and we're just going to learn just the chord. We're just going to learn the finger picking pattern for the. Let's see. We're going to learn the pattern for that, and just the C chord. But what's interesting, it does 4 of these with a C chord. Kathy, you're busy. And then four bars of A minor. So we got 4 bars of C and 4 bars of A minor. Okay, so 4 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, what happens is, let's see. But what happens on top is it goes C, B, D. Okay, it's a 3-bar pattern. So it's. So you've got a 3-bar pattern on top of a 4-bar pattern. And that's how you. That's why it sounds random. That's why it sounds random, because it's the top is playing a 3-bar pattern and the bottom is playing a 2-bar pattern. Okay, so right away we start out with a pinch, and we're going to use our thumb, and we're only going to be playing on the middle 4 strings, so we can do this. Thanks, Kathy. Sorry you have to deal with all that. Yeah, the mods are me and Kathy. Those are the only mods, and the moderators. And here's the problem. If there's any cussing or foul language over here, anything weird said over here, then the video doesn't get monetized. And I don't make a lot from doing this, but I do make a little bit. But if it won't, YouTube won't let me monetize it. So that's why that's getting. It's not. Normally it wouldn't be a big deal. Okay. Normally I wouldn't care. I'm used to it. Like you said, and so. Okay, so the pattern, we're going to have a C chord, but just the middle 4 strings, but you're going to need all 3 fingers of a C chord. And then what I want you to do is I want you to grab the 5th string with the green. I'm not so sure about that. I've had it happen, and I'm not sure I can't go through the whole live chat. So I'm not sure why it's a big issue for you. There's lots and lots of other guitar chats you can talk on. So, and maybe you're right. Maybe it's not an issue, but we're just not taking that chance. That's all. So we have thumb and second finger playing the second string. So just start with that, okay? And then that looks like and let me write out the chord, because really, like I said, it's only 4 notes. And maybe I'll do a video where you can go crazy and say whatever you want to say, and I won't monetize it. I don't have to worry about it. But it also affects my standing with YouTube. And so they will recommend my other videos less if there's a consistent issue. But that's the C chord that you're playing. That bottom note is the 5th string. The next note from the bottom is the 4th string, then the 3rd string, and that C note, that's the C note on the 2nd string, okay? So we're starting out, the very first thing that's happening on Dust in the Wind is they're playing the 2 C's at the same time. Okay? Now, the thumb is doing this. Boom, boom. I mean, well, I got to check it because I don't want to write it and then have to rewrite it. Yeah. The thumb is going back and forth between C and E. Yeah, green, yellow, I understand. It's not my policy. It's kind of more YouTube than anything. So I'm just trying to protect my brand too. That's part of it, I think. Okay, so the thumb is just going back and forth between the C and the E. Oh, saying God bless you for trying to do the dollar thing. Yeah, some people have tipped me or done, what's that called? What do they call? I got to put the mouse over to show support for Tom Strahle. I almost gave myself some money. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe in some regions it's not turned on. I don't know that. DK, well, Sing, where are you located? And I'm assuming that's Sing. Are you in Dubai? Super chat. Thank you, Tommy. Gosh, couldn't think of the word. So, and that's fine. I mean, I appreciate the super chat money. That's awesome. It's funny because a lot of times people will do super chat. I'll watch Rick Beato and he just gets a ton of money from it. And a lot of people will do that to get his attention so they can ask a question. Kathy is helping me do that. So you don't need to pay me money to ask me a question. Okay. Just so you know, I make a good living as a musician. So, and a songwriter and a composer. So, yeah, green, yellow, don't worry about it. I'm happy to be here for you. I'll tell you what, that's my sacrifice I make, and your sacrifice is you don't get to fill up the chat, the live chat with dirty words or even the tamest of words. Just put flower over and over again. Okay. So on the C, so if you notice the thumb is going like this the whole time. Okay. So it's thumb and second finger together and you just start there. That's all I'm asking. Oh, you're in Dubai. Yeah, maybe that's just a Dubai thing. It's cool though. I'm really I think it's really cool that I got someone watching from Dubai. That city looks amazing, by the way. The buildings, oh my gosh. Someday I've got to go there just to take an architectural tour of the city. I would love to do that. Okay, so we just grabbed that. That's the first half. And then we're going to play the 4th string. So do that. Thumb and second finger on. Okay, and it's hard to see the strings, but I'm on the 5th string and the 2nd string together, and then thumb on the 4th string. Do that. I mean, Dennis is asking me a question. What song would I recommend? You can even make this into a looping exercise. Okay, but now we're going to add our 1st finger. Hold on a second. I'll get to that in a second, Dennis. Thumb and second finger together, and that's beat 1. And then beat 2 is thumb on the 4th string and then pluck this open G string. Now, here's the thing about Dust in the Wind. It is not swung. It's pretty straight. I mean, there might be a little swing in there. Like I said, really hard for a human not to kind of move their eighth notes around a little bit. But I'm hearing the rattle in my guitar. This guitar has to get fixed. It's not. It needs some love. So it's thumb and second finger together, thumb and first finger. So we got a pinch here, thumb and second finger. And I'm playing them as kind of individual notes. Now I want to play it in time, and I'm going to turn it into a loop so it's like an exercise. Oh, sorry. Okay, so the way this is written in music notation. Okay, would be, oh, wait, I got to tie the two C's together. And you can memorize it by looking at my hands. Totally fine. I'm thrilled that you memorize it and get it down without having to read music. But this is what that first part looks like, okay? See, there's the two C's, the fifth string. See, this is the fifth string, fourth string, third string, second string. Fifth string and second string together. And then your thumb comes up, and then you hit, with your first finger, you hit the G string. So it's blah, boom, down, blah, boom, down. All right, blah, boom, down. And Tommy, this is my 39th day in a row doing this. Yes, thank you so much. If you like the video, I got 23 likes. I'm really happy if you guys like it. It does help. I know, I guarantee you, I've got some thumbs down on this one. We all know from who. Okay, so there we go. And then what happens is it's thumb again on the downbeat, and then instead of grabbing them together, that you separate them, thumb and then second finger. So the next, or we could go, if you want, just take it one bite at a time. Thumb and second together. Sorry. If I get this closer, can I get this closer and make it better? I can turn it up too. Sorry, I'm just trying to get more light on my hand here for you. I don't know if this is helpful. Well, that's better, isn't it? Oh, yeah. So I'm playing thumb and second finger, thumb first, thumb. And now answer with the second finger, and then thumb on the fourth string. So it's this. And this is the pattern. When I was learning it as a kid, the teacher said, "I am a leprechaun. I am a leprechaun." Anybody from Ireland out there? I am a leprechaun. I am a leprechaun. I am part Irish. Okay, so that's thumb and second together. Thumb first, thumb and second finger separate, and then thumb on the fifth. So that, again, the thumb's just doing this. Now, there's one more. If you want, you can make it I live in Indiana pattern. I live in Indiana. If you want to answer again with your first finger. So I'll write that one out too, so you have two versions of it. Because I'm not sure, it's been a long time since I've listened to it, if they do, or if they go. I think they may add the extra note in there. So basically it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4 and. All right, so this I can turn off now because it's kind of bugging me. It's kind of warm. Weird. That's not warm. It's just getting warm in here. It's going to be 93 today, so I may have to jump in that pool. But boy, the pool is really cold right now. Yeah. And again, I don't want to scare you away from the music reading thing, but here's how that looks on music. Okay. So Dennis is asking me, and Dennis, a lot of it depends. You asked me earlier, what's a good rock song for a beginner to learn? A lot of it depends on how old the student is. If the student's older, then you've got a whole plethora of rock tunes you can pull from. Find out what kind of music they like, and if it's for you, then just what kind of music do you like? You know, what bands do you like? And then what I could do now. Here's when I added that note, that other note, I put it the G there. So this is the rhythm on this is 1, 2, and 3, and 4. But then the variation on this would be the same pattern except one more note at the end. And I kind of wrote it. I'm going to spread it out a little bit better here. I don't know why I squished it together so much. But here's the variation. But like, for example, a lot of students, like when I was teaching in the 90s, in the early 2000s, Smells Like Teen Spirit was a great beginner song because you could teach it using just simple power chords. You could even teach it using one string, or not one string. Well, you could do it on one string, but you could also teach it using one note, like just the bass part, and then add the fifth, and then add the octave above that. But actually, they're not playing a power chord in that song. I'll show it to you. But you know, if it's an older student, then maybe even Smoke on the Water or something is simple as that. And again, you're probably going to have to teach it wrong just so that they can learn the power chords, because it's not played with power chords. It's played with fifth and root. It's a weird. So this is the 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. And I'm not sure, like I said, it may be the second one. So the one is bum, 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 bum. So this one has an extra eighth note at the end. It's still 4/4 bars. It's still 1, 2, 3, 4, but you're subdividing beat 4 here, whereas you just ended on beat 4 here. Okay. I'm not sure which of these it is. Now, don't let there's no quiz on this. Don't let the music notation freak you out. But just know that we're holding this chord down for all of this. So this looks like you're having to move your hand around. Boom, you're going to do these crazy things. No, not at all. This is actually all played with the C chord in your left hand. That's it. All the work is being done by your right hand here. So you're playing the thumb here and the second finger here, and then the thumb here and the first finger here and the thumb, and then so on and so forth, because we've assigned, in the case here, I'll write thumb, thumb, index, middle. And that's the right hand fingering assignment for those 4 notes. Okay. All right. So let's see. Everybody's what did Singh say? I'm curious. He's like, how are you guys doing all this chatting and listening to Tom at the same time? Well, I have the same question, Singh. Okay, where's that? Let's see. Oh, see, I feel like a backbencher chatting while class is going on. Yeah, I know, right? You're totally. If you were in the room, you guys would be in so much trouble. Every one of you. Tommy, please give everyone a virtual high five by smashing the like. Thank you, Tommy. Woo! Yeah, this community is really great. Tommy, and the Discord, I'll send the Discord. So you can join the Discord afterwards and beforehand. Again, keep it respectful. It's and I mean, I'm really trying to stay away from politics and religion and all that. I'll say God bless you at the end of this, because I mean that, and I'm a religious man, but this is supposed to be about guitar, so I don't want to alienate anybody. I don't want anybody to not want to watch just because, I'm being too spiritual. I'm being way too spiritual. Maybe that's the opinion of some because of our standards on our live chat, huh, Kathy? I'm sure. But anyway, so okay, then we all moved from Indiana. Exactly, Tommy. That's where I'm from. That's why I used Indiana to teach that one. I live in Indiana, because everybody that I taught was living in Indiana, so it applied. But nobody I do it for now. Okay. Let's see. Can you show us fingers from the fretting hand? I want to see which part of the fingers you're using to fret the notes. Oh, you mean on the C chord? Yeah. So that's I'm using my third finger on the third fret of the fifth string, second finger on the second fret of the fourth string, open G string, first finger on the second fret of the second string. And again, I'm only playing those 4 strings. I mean, E is a totally legitimate note in the chord. And then when you do the melody, you take off the first finger and then you add the pinky and then go back to C. And then you go to A minor with the first finger off, C. And then you go add the pinky to A minor, then pinky off. It's very interesting. Like I said, it's a 4 bars of A, C, then 4 bars of A minor. But what's happening is, and I'm trying not to play the song because I don't want to get it. I'm running the risk of having the copyright thing. But the top is going. So you got a 3-bar pattern on top, which is really super cool. And it keeps doing that for a total of 16 bars. So they finally line up again at the end, which is really dope. Okay, I'm gonna touch my face so everybody can take a drink because we have a drinking game here, even though it's a clean live chat. And pretty much everybody but Verdi is, I haven't seen Verdi in a while, but pretty much everybody but Verdi is drinking something non-alcoholic. But I had yesterday I had to be careful because I think we had I kept breaking the rules of the game, and poor Verdi, I don't think he was just talking gibberish at the end. We give Verdi a hard time. Okay. So I'm going to show you, it was Dennis, you had the question about the beginners. Oh, Dennis, you're 41. You're a kid. Oh, you like Alanis Morissette and Lenny Kravitz? Yeah. Alanis is, that big record of hers is not, there's some pretty easy songs to play on that. I actually met the producer. My son and his bandmate auditioned for him. What's his name? Glenn Ballard, big producer. And we went to his studio in Hollywood, which is right around the corner from Capitol Records, the round building in Hollywood. And he had the whole second floor of this building, giant setup, and everything was white. He had a white piano, white carpeting, white walls. He wore all white. The only thing that wasn't white was all his Grammys. He had 1 million Grammy awards. They were all over the place. And they were all, of course, gold and black. But everything else in his studio was white. He even had like a white microphone, white mic stands, that kind of stuff. It was really funny. Am I going to post music in Discord? I could post links to music like YouTube, but not songs in particular, no. But I will post, PDFs of some of the stuff we're doing. All right, now, I'm trying to work. Oh, Gary, you're picking up my guitar scene. Okay, no worries. Hi from Münster. Oh, Tommy, you're in Münster, Germany, right? That's awesome. Indiana wants me, but I can't go back there. Yeah. I think about it sometimes, but Fabo. Yeah, Munster's in Germany. I knew that. Is that where Munster cheese is from? I like Munster cheese. Let's see. Bruce, DK. Bruce, I'm having trouble with reaching the notes with my fat fingers hitting the other strings. Oh, okay. Well, like I did, I threw away that piece of paper. But like I told you, DK, if you could put a wad of paper right here, and I'm happy to do it again. The main culprit is that your fingers are flattening out. You want to get as much arch on your fingers. You don't want them flattening out like this. You don't want to grab the neck with like a baseball bat. And I understand my fingers are very, very skinny. So if you do have it, it's really this part of the finger that maybe it's this part of the finger. Usually it's touching the G string of the second finger is touching the G string, like like that. So you're getting this sound, right? So it's a matter of kind of bringing the hand around. And what I would do with students is I would put a piece of paper in their hand, and then they'd have to bring their hand around because they couldn't grab they couldn't grab the neck with like a baseball bat if they had a piece of paper in their hand. So that was a little trick that I would do with kids that were having trouble not deadening strings. And that could work. It may not always work, but Let's see. Okay, we got the. How long has everyone been playing guitar? Oh, Bonnie, you've been playing for a month now. Wow, very good. It'll be 50 years for me. July 10th is when I got my first guitar for my 9th birthday. Oh, okay. The Gary's the Diet Coke. Yeah, that would be my second choice after Saint Arbucks. Gary's the purveyor of he's the scribe of the 10 command sips. If I touch my face, if I refer to myself in the third person, if I swap out guitars, you get to take a sip. If I forget my tuning, which means, and I told you I would never do it, and I did it. But I picked up a guitar and it had drop D and double drop D. I picked it up and I didn't know what's wrong with my guitar, and it was bad tuning. So we added that. And I kind of added that with protestations because I said, well, it's never going to happen again. And then I think it was Gary that pointed out, is your guitar tuned down a half step? And I went, oh, shoot. Because I was working on a pop record with an artist and I tuned down to do this one thing and forgot to tune it back up. So that's 4. 5 is quotas. If I use air quotes, this doesn't count, Verdi. If I say I had a band in high school called, and then I fill in the blank. Oh, wow. DK, you've only been playing guitar 15 days. Don't worry about it. You'll eventually get your fat finger off that string. That'll happen. I have every confidence. 15 days, 20 days, you're a very baby beginner. So, yeah. And, here's something I got a good question for you guys. I need to work on this. Need more to do. So what was the other one? Proclaimist. Okay, Adaban has state involvement with Apex Legend. So if I say I did the guitars on Apex Legend, which I told someone that yesterday, and they were like, "No way!" So that's why I do it, for that reaction, because I'm just a braggart. I just am a braggart, and I can't get away from it. Okay, wear the same. Nope, this is a different shirt than yesterday. But now these are unofficial, right, Gary? These are just ones that dealer's choice, we'll say. And if I forget to wear pants, that's another one, but that's also unofficial. And if I see, you added this one, Gary, if I complain about my penmanship, it's not too bad right there, but I don't know, my penmanship's awful, which I just complained about. So now you can take all right, unofficial sip, everyone. I had a band in high school called Unofficial Sip. All right. Yeah, Gary's got it nailed. We're going to need 3 more official ones, though, I think, before we're all said and done. I love ironic. I'm on a second quart of water already. Dang. Okay. Hook, you've been playing guitar for 50 years. Wow. Oh, there is a Munster, Indiana. You're right. Oh, so you're from Munster, Indiana. But okay, I forgot. So who answered that? Said Germany with me. Was that Dennis? Yeah, Dennis. You were thinking the same thing I was. No, that's right. There is remember what did I? Was it yesterday that I said Indiana has all these cities like world cities like Brazil, or they have Brazil, Indiana, Lebanon, Indiana, Peru, Indiana. Just Indiana has a bunch of cities named for places they wish they were instead of where they are. I live in Peru. I live in Brazil. I live in Lebanon. Wait, really? Yeah, Lebanon, Indiana. It's like, yeah. I don't want to say I couldn't wait to get out of there, but I wanted to leave Indiana. I really wanted to be in LA because I really wanted to get my career started. So that's why. Yeah, there's a Munster. Right. Vapo, you've got the right letter, the umlaut or whatever that's called over there. Are you sipping Corona? You're in a backbench of Tom's class. Sing is doing pulling a Verdi on us. Let's see. Bruce, seriously, for 15 years, goofing around since high school. Before that, I should be better, but my practice sessions are, shall we say, a bit disorganized. Yes, Bruce, and I'm okay. I don't practice as much, hardly at all anymore, because I'm playing all day or I'm doing music all day. So it's just, if I was retired, I would be practicing a lot because there's so many things I want to learn how to play, but I just don't have time, which is kind of frustrating. But that that statement right there plays to a question that I'm going to pose, and I'm going to try to do this. I'm seeking some help here on this. But I have a playlist that I'm going to pull up. Oh, again, here's the discard invite. Discard, not discard, Discord. Excuse me. Discord invite again. Okay. Oh, Munster was on 1313. Mockingbird Lane. That's from the Munsters. Yeah. Okay. Classic TV trivia right there. Yeah, that's funny. I love that. That's true, Vapo. That looks like a smiley face. The umlaut on the U looks like a big giant smile, like they're up to something. Let's see. Yes, that's the issue. Fingertips hitting the other strings. Try the water paper and see if that helps, DK. I'm sorry, I'm way behind on your. Okay, you don't get the piece of paper thing. So basically, what's happening is so many guitar players, Vapo, they'll grab the guitar like this. Now I'm guilty of it. Like you'll see, if you see my thumb over the neck, I'm using bad technique. But I don't really need good technique. I can use lazy technique if I can get this chord to sound good. If I'm having trouble, like if it's an A flat over 2 chord, like Every Breath You Take, then I have to put my thumb not only behind the neck, I put it almost to the bottom of the neck. Okay, and there's a physiological reason for this. And David's not here to explain it, but David's usually here to explain these things. But if you can when you have your hands open, you can spread your fingers out really wide. But when you start to bring your fingers into make a fist, they all 4 fingers even the thumb wants to go to the center of your hand. So if you put the guitar neck in the center of your hand, in the palm of your hand, then your fingers are going to have very minimal mobility. You're not going to be able to do anything. And so what happens is, they're going to collapse. They're going to kind of mingle into each other, so to speak. And that'll make some strings difficult to wring out. Now, by putting the wad of paper in the palm of your hand, it forces your hand away from the neck. So you can't put the neck in the palm of your hand. Now, I would just do this with students that were having problems, and they might do this at home, but I would do it with them in the lesson. And a lot of times it would get rid of notes that were dead because they had to change their technique a little bit. So that's the reason for the wad of paper. Okay. And my regulars know all that speech, but they all got it again. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, don't get discouraged. I mean, if anything, I'm trying to be an encourager. Are you going to be a professional guitar player? Maybe not. I'll tell you, the best thing you can do is jam with others. Now, unfortunately, in this time, you can't do that. That's the best thing to do. Alex was over yesterday. We should have jammed, but we didn't. We had the kids over yesterday for dinner. They made us dinner. Surf and turf. Can you believe that? We had surf and turf last night. Yeah, Sing, it's great to see you. I hope you'll be here on a regular basis. I know it's pretty late there. Is there a Morocco, Indiana too? Of course there is. I didn't know that. There's probably 50 cities in Indiana that are named for other places. Gary, Indiana too is named. Yeah, that's where Michael Jackson's from. The Jackson 5 are from Gary, Indiana. Let's see. Blah, Indiana. Is there really a Blah, Indiana? I wouldn't be surprised. There's also a lot of cities in Indiana that are, here we are. You have a Denmark in the Netherlands. That's funny. That just sounds, you did it out of spite. It's like having an Illinois. What is there? An Indiana, Pennsylvania, which sounds funny. In fact, there's even an Indiana University. I think it's in Indiana, Pennsylvania, or Indiana State College or something like that. It's just like really confusing. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, there are a lot of places in Indiana boring. Although I'm sure that's true of any state. The state that has the funniest city names, though, is West Virginia. Just pull up a map of West Virginia and start scrolling around, and you go, "Oh my gosh, they named a city that." It's pretty funny. I'm like, wow. There's a lot of inappropriate city names in West Virginia for some reason. Let's see. All right, now nobody wants. Sorry, I'm way behind. Okay, here we go. I'm all caught up. All right. So my question, somebody asked me this I do not have a program, like a music program per se, right? Because when I first started doing this channel, I wasn't really gearing it all towards beginners. And then when I had the massive success of 7 tips for older beginners, which is how most of you know me, um, I um, uh, decided to start. I never thought of beginners as being underserved on YouTube. So that's why I wasn't really doing that. I really kind of wanted to do stuff that was a little bit more advanced, and I was trying to give away the secrets. That's why I call it Pro Guitar Secrets. Just the weird tips that, whether it be capoing or capoing weird or doing things, whatever, tunings and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to give it away and helping out guitar players that want to kind of maybe transition into being professionals. But then all of a sudden, 7 tips for older beginners explodes. And everybody, all of a sudden now I've got to, okay, now let me retool and start doing beginner lessons. So I had no rhyme or reason to it. And I have a playlist that I call Basics. So I'm going to go to that one right now. And let's see. Boop, go there. Okay. So I have a playlist I call Basics. And I think I have, how many? 81. It says 81 videos in there. Now I'm not sure. I think maybe are some of these in there. Yeah, there's some. Oh no, just some old ones. Okay, playing. Yeah, so I have 81 videos. There's some that are really old. I'm going to touch my face so we can all take a drink. Cheers. So here's the link to that. Here's my question. Let's just say I start with 7 tips for older beginners, because that's more of a conceptual video, like keep your guitar out. If you're going to learn chords, practice them this way. When you learn chords, practice them this way. Try to practice at least 5 minutes a day, because 5 will turn into 10, 15, 20. If you think you got to practice an hour a day, you probably won't even pick up the guitar. And so my question is, how can I put my videos in an order that might be a logical order? And then where would I post that? I could maybe create a new playlist, or I wouldn't create a new channel, but I could create a new playlist that would be like, okay, go through the videos in this order, like Tom's School of Beginner Guitars or something like that. You'll turn pro once you retire. Yeah, well, that could happen. A lot of people become pros in something when they retire. And the key is, if you want to be a pro on guitar, don't try to do what I do, and that's play every style. Like, don't try to be a jazz guy and a classical guy and a rock guy and a metal guy and a blues guy and a fingerstyle. No, I do that because I'm very OCD, ADD, attention deficit disorder. I'm not very focused. Squirrel. And also because in my business, the more things you can do, the more you're going to work. The less people you say no to, the better your career is going to manage. Okay, so there, that playlist there is my beginners playlist. So yeah, and that's Rick, you're right. Another thing is, how do I tell someone to go through this plan when, if you're 10, it would be totally different than if you're 70. But I thought basically it would start with the first video, which is kind of just in my head is kind of an encouraging, like, here's some things to just kind of keep in mind when you're starting. And then what I could do is maybe do alternate between like the strumming lessons, because I have 8 of those, right? So I could do intro to strumming number 1, and then maybe go to the chords in the key of G, and then strumming number 2 and chords in the key of D, that kind of thing, and put it in some kind of order. And I can do that in a playlist. And that way everybody could just go to that playlist, and then they could go through, if that's the question. Now, I've only had that question once, so I don't know if it justifies a lot of time, but there are guitar teachers that do very, very well on YouTube because they have a program. And I really don't have a program. But the nice thing would be maybe, and that would be where it would get to be work. I'd have to see some, I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather spend my time writing and taking shots that way than creating PDFs and things like that for beginners. But let's see. Up, squirrel, up. Well, thank you, Rick. I'm glad. I know, but I don't get the sense that people surf my videos very often, because I have like if I were to pull up, let me pull up just the analytics here, because YouTube is great with analytics. They just give you so much. So if I pull up the last 48 hours, the number one video was the 7 tips for older beginners. Okay. That had 10,552 views. 10,552 views. Skipping the daily lessons, the next one, which was third, only had 528 views. And then 509. These are all non-live stream videos. 402, 397. This is all in the last 48 hours. 360, 319. So in the low hundreds for the most part, versus one video that's 10,000. So clearly those people that are watching, those 10,000 people that are watching that one video aren't going through all my other videos surfing for them. And I have cards in there, so I'm promoting videos in that video, and they don't click on the cards very much. So, yep. And so I think that DK, that would be exactly what I would do. And I'd have to pull them all up and go, okay, what order can I put these in? What I do is I'll create a new playlist, Tom's School of whatever. And again, I'm not teaching songs. So a lot of people will not come to my videos because I'm not showing them how to play their favorite song. Although I do have, and in fact, those are one of my most popular videos is the 5 songs with only 2 chords. And I did a second one of those, and that one's barely tracking. It's interesting. One has hundreds of thousands of views, and the other one has, like 20,000 views or something like that. It's weird. But that was the second one was a follow-up to the first one. And I don't know what's different about them. They both, I try to tag my videos. Now the live stream ones, I did tag them, but I haven't tagged the most, like the last 10. Yeah, you're right. Most people do search YouTube by song name. And I will not, some people do that. They will put band names in their tags that like they may put in every one of their videos, they may put Beatles in it. Well, I won't do that because and YouTube discourages that for obvious reasons. You don't want your video to show up in someone's search if it doesn't have anything to do with what they're searching for. That's just cheesy. I also am trying to use hashtags on the top of videos. I'm trying to remember to do that because sometimes that works as well because people will search by hashtag. Because if you'll notice in the information on a video, some of them will have, especially the bigger YouTubers. I don't think the people without monetization can do that, but I'm not sure. But the bigger YouTubers will have hashtags. And so if you click on it, it says fingerstyle guitar, you click on that, then a bunch of videos will show up that have the hashtag fingerstyle guitar. So that's what, like with this, I'm perfect for that, for this series that we're doing to put that hashtag up there. So I will do that. And also I find that a lot of people, it's really cool. Some people will like, if you've got different forums, like the acoustic guitar forum, people will say, hey, have you checked out this guitar teacher, Tom, okay. So DK, you tried, okay, wait. Let me catch up on that. DK, that's very helpful. You could then organize with videos based on that idea. Yeah. So I would probably do videos, start out with basic open chords. And then remember, I have those videos that are digging deeper videos. Those would come later, but I would put those in that school of Tom or whatever. And then the other videos would be the strumming ones. I really think that that's a thing that people but like I said, and I do have some finger picking lessons, and I could put those in there as well. And then I have the intro to improvisation, which would come later. Maybe at 30 or 40 lessons in. Let's see. Tom, Dennis says, Tom, I think people are more likely to watch streams and use the videos you point out in your streams. I hope so. I mean, I'm trying to do that. I hate to self-promote, but that's when we talk about something, I'm like, oh, I did a video on that. That's why I bring it up. But, my hope is that somebody will see that and click on it. Bonnie Lee, let's see. Tom, most people search YouTube, right? Ed, does YouTube tell you how long someone stays on the video? Yes, they tell me the average, not individually. So like, for example, which is funny because it's not as long as you would think most of the time, but I understand that. I'm the same way when I'm watching. I have an analytical engagement. So the average view time in the last 28 days is 5 minutes and 15 seconds, up 11% from the previous period. The watch time is up as 24,000 hours in the last 28 days, and that's up 132%. But that's largely because of these live streams. That's really driven it up. The revenue has been up, and now it's kind of starting to settle. The revenue has been up quite a bit. It's kind of why I started doing this, because I'd gotten down to a low level, and I'm like, well, I need to do something that's going to kind of, I'll try this. And I knew I kind of was the first to start this, to be honest. I mean, I've been day 39. It's crazy. I saw other people start these like 15 days ago, and I'm like, you're really late to the game on this. My hope is we're, starting May 1st, May 15th, June 1st, hopefully no later than that, people are going to be going back to work. I'm even seeing the numbers lower up here. And I don't know how much of that is, I'm the analytics or promotion, or how much of it is people going back to work or it's getting busy. Today's a Saturday, so who knows? I would think more people will be on today, but let's see. Yeah, I need some clickbait in between. Yeah, I won't do that, Vapo. I see clickbait all the time and I hate it. It's like, oh man, you're obviously clickbaiting. The video, the screenshots that people put up there. Like there was one where it was like I was watching a lot of videos on like the craziest roller coasters, and they posted one that was like this digital rendering of an impossible roller coaster, and they put a screenshot up there. I'm like, whoa, that's the craziest roller coaster. I watched the video, and of course that roller coaster wasn't there because it's not physically possible. It broke the laws of physics. So I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why are you, anyway, it was just funny. I'm like, dang it, clickbait's a pain. So I won't do that. And my thumbs up is in the 97%, which is really high for YouTube. I always am surprised when somebody gives me a thumbs down. I'm giving you, essentially, when I was teaching, I was charging $70 an hour. So when I quit teaching, I was charging $70 an hour. And if I teach now, it's more like 100 to 200 an hour, depending on what I'm doing. So if I'm working for Disney, coaching a kid actor or something like that, I'm going to charge them 150 an hour for my time, because I have to leave my studio. I have to do all sorts of prep work. I have to make sure I have to be there for the shooting. So I'm going to charge them. It's Disney, for crying out loud. So Adam's list. Oh, is the F chord, which I'm still working on. Adam's list. Oh, interesting. Okay. So Pepper, you found me through a list. DK, I'm learning through justinguitar.com. He starts with chords. He's a good teacher for beginners. Yes. Justin is, yeah. In fact, somebody said they discovered me through Justin. I don't know what that means. I think they were watching Justin's videos on YouTube and mine came up in the stream. I don't think Justin recommended me. I did do a tweet to him saying, thanks for recommending me. And I realized I don't think he did. But let's see. Let's see, Bonnie. Yes. Oh, you like me better, Hook? No, I like you too better. I'm just here for the strokes. DK, I tried Justin guitar and Andy guitar, but I think the method book approach is better for me personally. Yeah, see, DK, and that explained, that's how you learn. You learn by seeing and figuring it out. Having someone tell you, it's like, and it may go too fast, you have to pause or something like that. So you're definitely more of a visual, hands-on learner. And some people learn, and I'll tell you, I'm running the risk of offending, but I think girls or women learn better in a classroom situation. So school situation, because, in my school, all the kids with the best grades were all girls. Because they could learn from a teacher standing in front of them, telling them stuff. And I'm like, what? That's screenshot. What? That's me in school. And so, but when I could figure something out, that's why I like music and math, because I could sit down with it and break it apart and decipher it and get it wrong and get it right and all that stuff. So DK, you're definitely more of a visual hands-on learner. You like them both, Bonnie. Let's see. Can't you do covers of popular songs and just have these? Yeah. You're right, Vapo. I could do that. I could get people, but I think I do still get a lot of requests for those. And I could try it and try to monetize it, but I have a feeling immediately it wouldn't be. And I can't contest that. If you lose 3, times and I contest them right now because I haven't done anything that would merit copyright infringement. But if you contest it and lose 3 times, they take down your channel, which would be a bummer. So I'm undefeated at this point. Everybody's digging on Justin. So yeah, Justin Guitar is a good place to go. Tom literally figure out the algorithm best possible on how to get video. Yes. And I'm trying to do all the things that I can. Like I said, the hashtags and the tagging videos and naming it. Now, some people put all caps in their name. I don't think that helps with algorithms, but it might help get attention. And so I am doing it only with these live streams. I don't like that either. To me, that's kind of cheesy. So I'm trying to keep it at a more adult level. Let's see. And YouTube's pretty good about telling you about their algorithms. They do videos. If you are a YouTube creator, if you go to their YouTube creator site playlists, they will tell you what is good. Okay, so I'm supposed to show you something. Strumming and scales. Yeah, none of the open tuning things would be in that. And you know what? I could teach scales just for like the academic things. I could do like, okay, here's this. Oh, I'm picking up a different guitar. Everybody take a sip. Cheers. But I could just even do a C scale. Okay, now let me show you how to play it and then put the tab up there and everything. I could totally do that. I think that would actually generate some revenue. Those would be short videos, which is fine. Some people say you make sure your videos are 10 minutes. If your videos are more than 10 minutes, you can put an ad in the middle, which I never do. I think I've done it once because there was a blank slide or something that I put in, and I went, I might as well put an ad there. So that generates more revenue. But I just don't like it when I'm in the middle of watching a video and it goes to an ad. And the other thing is I don't put banner ads. I don't, the ads down here because my guitar's there. So I turn that, you can turn off the different types of ads in monetization. And turn them on. I turn that off because I don't want to bug you guys. So there's another source of revenue that I'm losing. If they did kind of an ad over here, I could turn that on maybe, but there would be times where that would get in the way of my notation over here. So if they did like a vertical ad instead of a horizontal ad. Oh, the story, Bonnie. That's right. Thank you. Sorry. Okay. Bonnie's been waiting. She's like, I don't care about any of this stuff. But Bob Schumann, that's a great idea. The strumming and scales thing. I may start doing that because I've done chords and keys and stuff like that. And I could teach some of that. It'd be very simple. So I also, a couple courses worked by Rick said, Andrew Wasson, Tom, you have filled in, you're filling in love what he tries to teach. Oh, interesting. Okay. Rock Smith on jam sessions can practice what Tom is teaching here. Okay. Story, arg. Hook said arg. Oh, right, the pirate. Oh, okay, yeah. All right. And I can try to find a picture. Maybe I can put it up on Discord. Okay. Sorry. Kathy, is there anything I need to know? Oh my gosh. I get behind on these chats. Kathy, I haven't seen Kathy in a while. I see no question marks and no stop signs. So, yeah. I try to do both. I really try to come, like I said, I try to come at the learning thing, Pepper, so many different ways. I'm sure you're having to utilize so many tools to learn all the stuff that you have to learn for those quizzes and tests. It's got to be insane. Personally, I don't like YouTube lessons longer than about 15 minutes. Yeah, Ed, I try to keep them below that. I usually, unless I'm really got a lot to cover, I'd rather break it up into 2 or 3 lessons. That way I can have more videos up there because I'm always looking for content. And I haven't posted a video since last week. Pentatonic scales. I have done some videos on that. I think in my basics playlist, let me see. Is there your first pentatonic scale? Is that up there? Let's talk about capos, strumming lesson 5. Let's see. Oh, it's a pretty old lesson. Even more tips for the beginning guitarist. Yeah, I could definitely put these in an order. I could put them in the order in this basics list, even so they make more sense. Oh yeah, your first pentatonic scale. I put an outtake in there. I don't know if anybody saw that one, but I put an outtake in. Oh, you're here. Okay, good, Kat. Okay, all right. So here's. Okay, good. I'm glad. Okay, minor pentatonic. Yep. I could totally do that. major, I could do the open, I could teach the very open E minor blues scale. Yeah, I could definitely do that. That would be pretty easy. And I could do this as pretty quick lessons. Try to fill in because I think that's one of the things I need to do. I think I need to put the basic videos in some kind of order, maybe create a new playlist and put them in an order, like do this. But I could do it with the basics and just say, hey, go to the basics. The problem is when I add a new video to the basics, I have to move it all the way to where I want it. It can't, so that's going to be true with any video I put into a playlist. Okay, so the story time. Let me tell the story. So, I was going to try to find a picture. Let's see if I can find a picture of me as a child, a young child, and I can put it in the Discord. And so basically, when I was a little kid, my left eye was cockeyed. I guess the origin of the term. And so I didn't know I was blind in my left eye, but I was blind in my left eye. Nobody knew I was blind in my left eye. So my left eye was cockeyed, and the doctor said, well, he has a lazy eye. That was a very common diagnosis. All right, so let's see here. Vintage photos. Let's see if I can find a picture of me where you can see my eye being. Oh, these are really vintage photos. Okay, this is not the right ones. Here we go. So, so my eye was crooked. So the doctor, the cure for lazy eye was to put a patch on your good eye, right? So if your eye was lazy, it wasn't working right, they would put a patch on your good eye. So what they did was I got a patch. It was like this. You could still buy them at the store, but basically it was like a Band-Aid that stuck on my eye like this. Okay. And I'm 5. So here I am. I've got this patch on my only working eye. And so let me see. Do I have a picture of me? I may have a picture of me with the patch on. That would be even funnier. Or not funnier, but anyway. Let's see. Come on, load. Oh my gosh, why are you taking so long? No, not patch. That's too late. So I was 5 years old. They put a patch on my eye, rendering me completely blind. Completely blind. I'm 5 years old. What did I do wrong? I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong. And so I'm walking into, furniture and walls and door jams. And got them all dinged up, and I'm got bruises everywhere. I look like an abused child. And I'd be sitting there and I'd be watching like Captain Kangaroo or something like that. And I would peel the Band-Aid back a little bit just so I had a little bit I could see on it. And I'd be watching TV like this. And then my mom would go, Tom, you put down that, your band. And she would come over and she'd push on it and close it again. And I'd be like, so I had to sit there and listen to Captain Kangaroo and Mr. Green Jeans or whatever. And so they totally rendered me blind. And my wife thinks she laughs when I tell that story. Yeah, the doctor was an idiot. And so what happened? The optic nerve in my eye never developed. And when I go to new eye doctors, they just get fascinated by it. They've never seen it before. So but Beth thinks it's hilarious, and my mom is just like, "I'm so sorry, Tom." Beth is just like dying. And so when I was 7, I got surgery to straighten my eye. And I kind of figured out that there was something wrong with my eye because there was some ad like Charlie Brown does, oh, cover your left eye. Okay. Now read this sign. Okay, I can read that. Okay, now cover your right eye. And I was like, huh, Mom? So that's when it all started. I brought it on myself. But they thought it was lazy eye. They didn't, like, when I said I couldn't see out of my eye, They when they said that I couldn't, when I said I couldn't see out of my eye, they didn't, of course I'm 5. What do they thought, oh, you mean blurry, we'll fix that. We'll put a patch on your good eye. I think it was 6 months I had that patch on my eye. 6 months. And I'm like, I don't remember going to school with it. Again, I'm trying to still find a picture of me. If I find one, I'll put it up on Discord. Either with the patch or an earlier one with my eye being all crooked. So funny, these slides, some of them look great. Some of them look like really bad pictures. So digital photography is so different now. Yeah, there I am as a little boy, but you can't see my face. No, it looks like she's holding a cell phone. That's funny. 1962. Have you ever seen, like, I love those images where they either put a cell phone in like a picture from like the 50s or 60s or something like that. Or I love the scenes where, hey, good morning. I love the scenes where they get behind the scenes of like Mad Men and they're all on laptops. And then you just take that picture and make it black and white, and it just looks so weird. Anyway, good morning, Mr. Symbols. Yeah, I know, it looks like the symbols look like a cross and a Nichthus, doesn't it, Kathy? All right. Oh, yours is still, you have and my eye, when I get tired, it starts to roam a little bit when I'm really, really tired. But I don't think you can see it. I know there's what's the guitar guy that does reviews. His eye's really bad. I would have gotten it fixed, I think, if I, especially in my business, where physical things are sometimes, it's a very kind of vain business. But I was 7, and the doctor must have done a great job because it's stayed put. It's still my eye. It's not a glass eye or anything like that, but he basically shortened a muscle or something like that, or tightened a muscle. I'm not sure what he did, but anyway. Okay. Danny Brown. No, that's not who it is. It's oh, I follow him. He probably has been. I know he's been doing live streams. Let's see. I'll find him. It's like he's like up there. He's not. He's kind of like he's friends with Tim Pierce. Oh. Where is he? Yeah, Tim Pierce. RJ did a video. Oh, RJ's live right now. Really? Is he live? Is he still doing it? Wow. Oh, Saturday morning. Oh, that was earlier today. He's not. He's on early. What is that guy's name? I'm looking right past it. I'm sure it's. But he does a lot of gear reviews. That's primarily. I think he makes a living doing that. So, anyway, Pete Thorne. Thank you, Vapo. Exactly, Pete Thorne. Yep. Green Yellow got it too. Yeah, Pete Thorne, his eye is wall-eyed. I have a friend, a very good sound man. That's that's funny, Kathy. Your dog loves my live stream because it is 2 hours now. I got to go. In fact, Tuesday I'm going to have to go short because we're going to film the next 2 weekend services at church. So I have to be there at 1 my time, which is 4 o'clock your time. So I probably won't go past an hour and a quarter. Is about as long as I can go. I mean, I'll have my gear loaded up in the car. I will have to eat beforehand, and then I'll go over. He got a thorn in his eye. Yeah, or instead of, you could remake Betty Davis eyes and say Pete Thorne eyes. I'm not making fun of him though. It wouldn't be nice, but yeah. And Pete's a super nice guy. And he's actually really, really gear related. Is that what they did, Rick, to my eye? Yeah. So, I mean, I was out, and I remember when we had it done, it was outpatient. I was done. My mom brought me in the morning. We left in the afternoon, but getting out of Washington, D.C., this would have been 1968. And we lived in D.C. outside in Potomac, Maryland at the time, and trying to get outside of Washington, D.C. There were people lying in the streets protesting the Vietnam War. So it was crazy. It took us forever to get home, and I wasn't feeling good at all. I remember that. It was just me and my mom, and it was not a good time. So no, church is not open, but we are filming services and then broadcasting them. And they've actually normally we have about 10,000 people every weekend, but they've actually had 20,000 people watching. So they've doubled their attendance online. And they've also, I think, I mean, I'm not on the inside, but my understanding is the tithes, the giving hasn't really suffered too much. So everybody's still working. Everybody's really busy at the church. I'm brought in as a musician. So anyway, let's see. I'm going to go. You guys don't forget about the Discord. Here's the Discord invite. And if you aren't already there, I see some of you on there right now. No, I don't see any of you on there right now. Let me refresh. And here's that. And then have fun there. I'm going to, oops, that's not the right, I didn't copy it. Dang it. So I do. Invite people. Copy. There we go. Now, paste. There it is. All right. It's different every time. It's interesting. Oh, shoot. Who's no? No, now. Nice to meet you, no. Where is no? I'm not seeing. Is that a new person on here? Sorry. Okay, so the video we did just a review. We did staggered a little bit on the C7 chord and G7. Oh, so what am I doing? There it is. And then we also did with a G bar chord. And then we also started the pattern basically for Dust in the Wind, which was. And let me hold that up. Shoot, maybe tomorrow I can write this out on tab too. Okay, so you can see it in tab. All right. Na. Hey, Jude. All right. All right. I'll talk to you soon. God bless you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.